Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to use the average if formula or the average if function. So in this example, the company makes 4 different products: product A, product B, C, and E. And in column C, we have the sales price. So product A has only one price, column B, one price as well. When it comes to product C, there are 3 different prices. And finally, when it comes to product E, there are 5 different prices listed in this column. The average if formula can be extremely helpful if you're analyzing data, especially large set of data. So the function can help you get the average of numbers. These are the numbers in our example that meet a specific criteria. Let me share with you one quick simple example. So if we're trying to calculate the average sales price for product C, we can just use the average if, type equal. This is the average if formula, open parentheses. So when it comes to the argument, you need to select the average range, select the range, and then comma. The criteria, and in this example, we'll select the product name, which is C. Since it's a text, you need to use double quotes, comma. The average range is basically the prices we're trying to calculate the average for. So that's going to be this range, close parentheses, hit enter. So 12.5 is the average sales price for product C. If you average these 3 values, that's going to return 12.5. If you want to get the average for product E, you just change the criteria to E. That's going to give you 11.7. 11.7. Let me share with you another or a different example where both the range and the average range is the column that include values. So in the first example, we're trying to calculate the average for a specific product. However, in this example, I'm going to try type average range to calculate the average for these prices for a specific product. So in this example, I'm going to calculate the average for product E if sales price is higher than 10. So the range will be this column, comma, double quotes, larger than 10. The average range will be the same column, 2. This is the column that includes the values we're trying to calculate the average for. Okay. So basically, we're asking Excel to calculate the average for these values only if they are higher than 10. That will give us 13.5. So it's 11.7 if you calculate the average for all the values. However, if you exclude the values that are not higher than 10, that will give you 13.5. So you can just adjust the function. You can tailor it to your need. You can adjust it as needed. So for example, you can, if you want, instead of higher than 10, you can just use less than. For example, this is 15, less than 15. That's gonna give you different number, 10.8. So basically that's gonna automatically exclude this value, and it's gonna calculate the average for these values only. That's 10.8. This is a very powerful formula. However, there are 3 issues I would like to highlight. The first one is the fact that the AVERAGEIF function can only apply a single condition. So when it comes to the criteria or the condition, you can only use one criteria. So in the first example, the criteria was the product name. In the second example, the criteria was logical operator that we used to limit the average calculation to a specific number range. So that's the first issue. So this function can only apply a single condition. If you want to apply multiple conditions, you need to use the AVERAGEIF's formula. And that's going to be a topic for a different video. The second issue I would like to highlight today is that the AVERAGEIF will automatically ignore empty cells. Let's assume that this is an empty cell. There is no value here. The AVERAGEIF won't assume that this is a 0. So it's gonna automatically ignore it and calculate the average for the cells with a number. In this example, 12.63 will be the average for these 4 values, because if you add 0 here, the average will change. But the formula, the AVERAGEIF formula, won't assume that an empty cell equal to 0, which is very helpful. The third issue I would like to talk about today is, and it's the final issue, is that if you're using, for the criteria, if you're using a text value, you need to have that text value in double quotes. If it's a number, you don't need the quotes. Unless you're using a logical operator, this is where you need to have both the logical operator and the number in double quotes. That's about it for this video. I hope you find it useful. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.